Good morning.
Happy Monday.
Happy Motivational Monday, if you will.
Motivation Monday. So, Jenny had a birthday this
I
weekend.
did.
I don't think your microphone's on, Chuck.
My microphone's not on.
Yeah, we're having technical difficulties today.
Many technical difficulties.
Little O on there, just hold it down.
Okay, I guess we should have tested that. Are we good now?
Yeah.
Check.
Chuck shows up late and then complains when things don't work. No, we're not
I've been
on.
here standing.
Hold on, I'll come and save the day.
Is it on or not?
Jenny, I'm going to switch to your screen. Entertain the audience.
Yada, 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 yada. What is that? What's that frog? What did he do?
Hello, my baby.
Hello, my darling. Hello, my ragtime gal. No.
I'm probably on now.
Yes, I want to thank you all for all the birthday wishes. I know Chuck mentioned it in the meeting. I could tell because text. But it was awesome. Thank you guys so much, and I appreciate each and every one of you. I really, really do.
That just means people like you, Jenny. People like you.
Thanks.
I know, right?
I try.
All right, so we're running to the end of the book, and I'm
Okay.
actually really excited about this one. By the way, I'm still not on, so I can't see who's on, but
I'm working on it.
I want to make sure that we keep people involved because it is really nice to hear
Yes.
from you guys. And a lot of people that are jumping on are super studs and having such a great time right now, making good things happen, and we want to hear from you guys.
Yes, we want to hear what you guys have to say. We
Right.
already know what we have to say.
Right? So anyway, so we went to Del Mar this week on Friday night.
Mm-hmm.
It was pretty awesome. Opening day, you know, all the girls had the hats and.
Everyone looked gorgeous.
Didn't
Even
they?
even the dudes who I'm not dressing up, they still looked fabulous. I was so proud of our group.
Yep.
They just really owned it. I loved it.
Yeah, it was very cool. I think we ended up with, between us and West and of course Point, I think we had 295 people.
Oh, that's so fun.
So that's fun. So that's fun.
That's awesome.
And I think we will make that a tradition. We will take the buses down there in the future. There is absolutely no doubt whatsoever that we're going to keep doing that.
Really?
Yes.
Did you? Anyone on here go? Did you guys? Any of you enjoy it? Sonia shook her head. Tom. Oh, hey Tom.
Oh, Tom's on.
Good morning.
How you doing?
Never better. Why would you ask?
Good. I'm glad
Well,
to hear
because
that.
you posted something.
Yep.
Because you put it out to the world, buddy.
Put an F-bomb out there
Yeah.
online.
Yeah.
That's something I've never
Yeah, I
done.
did. Do I pull it out now?
I would like you to delete it.
Agreed. But anyways, all right. So how about we jump right in
Yay!
and get rolling. And okay, so are you ready, Jenny?
I am ready for some football.
All right,
No.
good. And you know what? Football's a big topic today.
Oh,
So-
good.
So basically, you know what we always talk about, and a lot of it's the same stuff, but it's going to lead into some other cool stuff. First
Okay.
off, it talks about always finding the opportunity within the obstacle.
Okay.
The opportunity within the obstacle. So,
Okay.
and I like this analogy. This is one that you personally can, kind of relate with. It
Oh,
says,
good. I'm scared.
if you're going to be made into wine, we have to crush the grapes first. All right, so I figured that's one that you can get. So you got to be
Okay.
crushed if you're going to turn into wine.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
So-
I get it.
so that's good.
Yes.
And so that's the big one. And you know what? For some
Be
reason,
crushed.
I have lost my clicker.
It's a beautiful morning.
Okay, I just got a text message from a different number from you. All right, so I'm out over here. So give me 1 second, Jenny. I'm really
Okay.
sorry, guys.
It's okay. Here we go. So let's see. So, this is interesting. On Sue Collins' name, it says Sue Collins equals ballot. Tell us about that, Sue. What does that mean? Very interesting. Okay, there she is.
I just changed it because I realized that I had that on there. I attended a Toastmaster meeting.
Okay.
I joined them a long time ago, and my brother asked me to join their group again, so I'm helping them out for a few weeks and join. So I was a ballot
Oh.
counter. And so I
Okay.
changed.
Okay.
Yes,
That
and
makes
that's
sense.
a neat organization. If anyone ever wants to learn to speak better, that's a fabulous organization. And all.
Sonia can add on that, by the way.
Oh, well.
Toastmasters.
Yeah,
It's not-
absolutely.
Oh, so it's not just a brand of toaster. It's literally like. No, I'm just kidding.
Way to go, Jennifer.
Thanks.
Jenny. No, I love it. It's a great one.
Yes. I had joined it back in the 90s and used it extensively when I was working in corporate world. And it's a neat organization, and I'd kind of forgotten about them. My brother's a distinguished member, and that's a lifetime achievement type of deal. But it's
Very
cool.
cool. Well, it's funny, we were actually Michael and I were talking, it's been a couple weeks now, about how important public speaking is for anyone in sales. Because you really, even if you're just in front of your seller or your buyer or the person you're trying to do their loan for, you need to be able to speak with them and be eloquent and things like that.
Nothing feels better than actually being like, hey, somebody give us a toast. And then you got something canned, like the ones that get up there and say like the Irish one or something like that, and they kind of rock it. But yeah, that's good stuff. Good stuff. All right, so we're ready to roll now.
All right, you're back.
All right, I'm back. So basically, I just want to get us caught up with where we were at. A lot of people, I'm sorry, I just got so thrown with some of these technical.
It's okay, it's okay.
So, let me see here. Oof. All right, so basically, take stock when things get challenging. You like that, Sonia? Keep your wits about you.
Keep your wits.
Smile, regroup, and get back at it.
Okay.
Okay?
Regroup.
You're doing great.
Thank you. And know that when things become difficult,
Yeah.
and when there's technical problems, they're about to get great, Jenny.
There you go.
They're about to get great.
It's so true. It's the energy. It's the energy that we all are putting out in here, and then it was too much for that, and so now we can just
we're
explode.
solid now. We're solid. So I did want to talk about one of the things it talks about, again, and we know that there's a lot of the same themes in all these books, right? So I need to mix it up. Janie had suggested like maybe we do some bios or do something different, which I'm down for. But there are some cool things that came out of this book as I started to move through it that I wanted to share. And of course, we always, and this is going to be one of the themes of today, is it always talks about knowing where you want to go and what you want to do and who you want to be and what you want your life to look like and all that sort of stuff. And it says many times, and we're going to hit on this theme, that most people, when you ask them, where do you want to go? What do you want your life to look like? They can't answer that question. They can't answer that question because they really don't know.
Right.
And I keep coming back to that movie, The Italian Job. Do you ever remember The Italian Job?
Yeah, I want to say.
And it was with Mark Wahlberg, and they went into Venice and they stole all this gold. And one of the questions that they asked, Edward Norton said in it, he's like, they were going around asking everybody what they're going to do with the money because they just got like $20 million each. And he said, well, I want to have these certain speakers, and I'm going to have this car, and I want to live here. And Norton just never really said much because he really didn't know what he wanted, and so he just decided stealing everybody's stuff, physically stealing all their money, and then stealing their ideas of what their happiness was. And then he took all their money and then instituted everything that they all wanted. But I thought, and there was a message in here that kind of says, it's okay, like if you don't know exactly what your dream life would look like, take a look at other people's lives and say, hey, that's pretty cool. One of my friends just got a place out in Palm Springs, and I went out there like 3 weeks ago, and it was so great. The pool was great. It was on a golf course. I can see the allure to Palm Springs, and all of a sudden I decided that's my dream. Like I would love to eventually have a place out there. During the winter, it's like the bomb and and great. But it's just strange how if you ask people like, what would you like your life to look like, Jenny, in 5 years? Could you describe it to a T? Where would you like to be living? And I'm talking your dream life. Do you know what your dream life would look like, or are you going to say, hey, I'm already living it?
I would have to really think a moment. We're on our way
to, but what would it look like?
I would like to have, I want an Airstream, and I want, and then of course we'd need a new truck because you can't have the old Titan Hoopty. Well, maybe it would. No, there's things, but
I like that. So she just said an Airstream. What else?
Well, I will say, because having my birthday, and I've kind of been, my knee got hurt. I was feeling the age thing, and so I've really had to shake it off. Really, shake it up, shake it off, shake it up. So like it's been a big thing this weekend because like having the birthday, I'm really trying. Okay, I'm really glad we're doing this because
I like the Airstream.
I am putting new visions and goals and action.
I like this. How about this? I can't see everybody, but here's my question.
Okay, I'm looking at it.
Everybody name, or at least a few of you guys, name one thing that you would like to have over the next couple years. Now, and what's nice is you said an Airstream. That's not like I want a Ferrari Countach or I want a Lamborghini Countach. It's like that's something that you want to do with your family. You probably want to be able to have your grandkids. You want to do that with Jeremy. So how about everybody just list out one thing that they would like to have and a quick why.
Okay.
Just one thing. So you pick a couple people on there. We'll start with Sonia. How about Sonia? She's got to want something. Sonia, I know there's got to be something out there that's on the goal list, or
write it on the comments too on Facebook.
Oh yeah, you can also type it in the comments on Facebook as well.
Actually, the one thing I'd like to have is less stuff. And that's what I'm working on, to lighten up the life. There's too much clutter that we've gathered over all the years. So for me, in 5 years, to have everything impeccable would be awesome, so that I can go out and feel good about doing the travel I want to do. And
Okay, and Sonia, when are you going to have that done by?
when am I going to have that done by?
How do you like
Actually,
it?
I'm working on it right now. Every Wednesday, I go to the Goodwill store with
oh,
a
good.
truckload
Sonia,
of stuff.
Sonia,
Yeah,
why
once
don't
a
you
week.
why don't you text me over a list of the activities of how you're going to get that done? Okay, how about that, Sonia?
Yeah, but I'm not paying you. You're paying me.
How do you like it, huh?
That's awesome.
I love it.
That's
All right, okay,
great.
good. That's
Let's hear from Denise Hernandez. What is something on your 5-year?
I'd like to.
Okay.
okay. So, what do you got to do to get there, Denise?
Oh, I gotta sell a whole lot more homes. But I'm working on my goals right
I
now.
have no doubt that you can do it. There is no doubt. No doubt. Who else we got out there? Okay, so we got getting rid of 95 years of junk.
Hey, she should.
Hey,
Sonia.
hey. Tom, what are you laughing at?
Hey,
That shit's funny.
Sequoia Neff. You were on very early this morning. What's your goal for the next 5 years?
She's living the life.
I
too.
know.
Sequoia travels. She's like got it going on.
Modeling. Oh God, she's so gorgeous.
All right, Sequoia, give us something good.
I think I'm with Denise. I'd like to have some horse property. My daughter rides horses, so that would be nice. I want at least about maybe 4 or 5 acres.
I love it.
Okay.
I love it. Okay, who else we got?
Cool.
Anybody in the chat, Adam? One thing that you want, put it out there in the universe, people.
Bonnie Morris says she wants a beachfront house in Long Beach.
Okay, why, Bonnie? Write it down there.
Oh, and Vicki Carpenter said she wants a month off and someone to handle down the fort while you travel. Easy
What are you talking about?
peasy.
She's off every other month. She
know.
works like 2 months a year.
So Vicki knows
wants
what
one
she
of those
needs to
2
do.
months?
She needs to run. Easy peasy. Get
Wait-
yourself
wait a
a
minute,
better
guys.
assistant.
But I'm still working while I'm out.
All
so
right. Where are you
Tomorrow
right?
I'm back in the office, but I've been on vacation for about 10 days.
And then before that?
Yeah.
Okay, this year we had to make up for last year.
Let's see,
so now-
Hawaii, a lake in Michigan. And when I come back, I'm going to come back as Vicky.
I know.
All right, so
But I don't want to have to work while I'm gone. I don't want to have to work. I want someone to do it for me until I get
I like
back.
that.
Easy. You
I like
can
that.
do that. We can help you do that.
well, but here's the cool things. Jenny. So Sonia wants to clear out the clutter, right? So she can be a little bit more organized and on it, right?
I love
and
it.
probably so that she can kind of have a clearer mind.
Yes.
You wanted to have an Airstream for Jeremy and the family. Denise wants to have land for probably, for her family
Yes.
and for her, and then you've got Sequoia who wants to have it because her daughter rides. It's just so funny that it's not about you. It's about surrounding yourself with the right people and who you get to do those things.
because when it is about me, because then I'm having fun.
Right.
But it's a nice way to say it so you don't feel selfish.
Yeah.
Oh, it's for the family. Oh, it's for
Nothing's fun by yourself.
nothing is fun by yourself.
I don't know, is
Well,
it?
wait.
Yeah. I don't know. We have to think about that one. Keep those thoughts to yourself. All right. So here we go.
Jenny.
I didn't say anything. I meant exercise.
All right.
I meant.
All right. See what happens.
Okay.
See what happens when I don't micromanage. Just kidding. All right. So, but basically, it's what is it that we really want? Where is it? I mean, what do we really have to do to get it? And what's the end result? Like, what do we aspire to be? So, just kind of talks a little bit about get you thinking again about just the things that are important. And maybe, and here's my question for you. And I think this is legitimate.
Okay.
And again, I have to remember that the stuff that's in here, just because it doesn't connect with me, doesn't mean it doesn't connect with somebody else.
That's
So
right.
here's the line that it says is one of the biggest problems.
Okay.
Maybe someone in your life is living the life you want, and you can copy what they have. But it also says that maybe someone in your life is blocking you from getting those things done.
True.
And it could be a significant other, it could be a parent, it could be a friend. And so it goes back to the age-old birds of a feather. And that are the people that you're surrounding yourself with, living the life that you want to live and helping you mentally to get where you want to get. Does that make sense?
Yes.
And do they have qualities that you admire?
Yeah.
Do they have integrity? Are they going to honestly answer you if you ask them a question? Just a few things like that.
That's a big one.
So I thought that was significant to take a look, because I do know, The one thing I will tell you in this business, and I do not want to, I almost am almost scared to go down this path, Jenny.
Okay.
But so many times over the years, I've sat down with agents and asked them what is going on because they're so talented and they're so skilled, and yet they don't make it.
Right.
And so many times I have heard that it is the significant other. Have you seen that too?
Yeah.
Like, you're not making any money, you're never going to do this, why don't you go get a real job, blah, 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 over and over and over. And it's just, it's almost impossible. It's like, not only are you battling with the negativity that you have to deal with in yourself because this business is so difficult, but if you don't have a cheerleader in your corner, you know, and even people like Jennifer Lawrence in her corner, there's so many of us that have somebody in our corner helping us, but there's also those people that are telling you to get off the stage and get down there and, you know, come back to reality.
And then you just have to be your own cheerleader and wonder why.
And that's hard.
It is hard. It is hard.
So just when it comes to your friends, your family, just remember that your time is limited, and be careful listening to the opinions of others, and don't let them drown out your own voice.
Yeah.
You know, and you can make it in this business. You can. You just have to follow your own heart and your own intuition sometimes, and not listen to the naysayers.
Yeah.
So, and that kind of leads into momentum, which I think is a great word, because some of the most successful people I have ever met always talk about their run, and always talk about momentum and moving forward and progress. And I was going to ask you, are you still going to the gym all the time in the mornings and stuff?
I started back this morning.
Okay, good. But once you get into that groove, doesn't it feel good?
Oh, it was amazing. Yeah, I mean, because I only worked out 3 times last week, and
that's awesome, though.
Yeah, but that was not. It's not enough when you're 52. It's not right. Everything changes. It's, you know, you don't lose 5 pounds in a week anymore. It's totally. But no, the gym, and that's also mental clarity.
Well, but you get in that groove.
Yeah.
You know, like when you're going.
Totally.
Like when I was going with Ira, which I need to go back to. I'm going to start hopefully today.
Okay.
But it's just, and it talks in the book a little bit about watching people in their prime. You know, like some of the best people, like, you have to also, you know, see some of the best athletes as they're getting better and better and better. You can see their even like Brady's still in his momentum phase. He's still moving forward and winning Super Bowls and going and going and going.
Yeah.
And it's so important. Tony Robbins says, success comes from taking the initiative and following up, persistence, eloquently expressing the depth of your love. And the question becomes, what simple action could you take today to produce a new momentum towards success in your life? So is there something that you could do today that is going to create that momentum to keep you going and going and going and going? And when you think about that, it could be something simple, right? It could be, it could be sitting down and having a significant talk with your significant other about like, hey, I need you to say something positive to me every day. We're teammates, you know, something like that. Or it could be getting up every day like you're doing, and I'm making a commitment to go to the gym. But it has to be like one simple action. I think you and I also know that if I sent out 5 texts every single day, even to the agents in this company or to outside people or whatever, that's going to create momentum.
Yes.
Picking up the phone, making calls. I wonder if there's anything, you know, what things out there are people doing that are producing the results every day that are giving them the momentum to keep charging? Does anybody have anything that they're doing, even a small little thing that they do every day that they know is kind of that spark plug to keep that day going, to keep that momentum going? Does anybody have anything out there? And again, I can't see you guys.
Yeah, well, like Carolyn Humphrey, you're out there. You just closed a big deal, a big old deal, and you're a newer agent. So what are you doing to keep that momentum going with that?
Good question.
Well, I just, you know, I listen to you guys, and I'm trying to do what you say do.
I like that.
Good. Well, you did it, girl.
I was thinking about that, Jenny, is like, that's what I think we're trying to create with Mondays. And we've talked to a couple different people that have said, by getting up in the morning, by hearing a couple little tips here and there, even if they only get one thing, and it gets you up, and it gets you listening, and it gets you going, and it gets you doing all the things you need to do. And so here's the question that was suggested, and you've heard me say this many times, but why in this company, and in all the companies that we know, and in the planet, why do some people that work for the same company, servicing the same area, with exactly the same tools, all have different results?
Yeah.
Why is there a person making $1 million like the Zings, and a person that is only getting 1 deal a year done when they want to be the Zings? Because there are people that just want to do 3 or 4 deals, and that's cool.
I think it's an emotional block.
Ooh.
It's a mindset.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's
And
an emotional
so
block mindset.
it's so funny you guys say that because that's his answer.
Well,
is
we're coaches.
Number one, and here's the scary thing, and that I think, Sonia, you could probably agree with this. Jenny, you've interviewed enough people to know this. Potential does not equal success.
No, bless their hearts.
I mean, Jenny, how many people have come into the company and you go, oh man,
I do.
this lady is gonna kill it.
I do.
And you're like, that guy's not really, I don't really know. He's
And then
a pain
I'm
in the
wrong.
ass. And then the lady that you think is gonna kill it fizzles, and the person that we weren't sure ends up kicking ass and taking names.
Yeah.
And it's because change is an individual choice. And you just don't know. Like, I'm thinking of and I don't know if she's on the call, but we're starting to watch a few people take off already. You know what I mean? Look at like Jessica Wells. You know, I mean, there are agents that are in that pool of newer agents that are starting to crank. And, you never know who it's going to be.
Yeah,
but
you don't.
It's the ones that are motivated, And Napoleon Hill said, no man will be willing to make a change until they are ready.
That is the truth.
How many times have we seen people that have been in this company for 2 years, never done a thing, and then boom, light on fire? Why? Because they have decided that they are ready and that they are tired of where they are and don't want to be there anymore and are going to make that conscious decision to get out there and kick ass.
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
When those people, kind of hit that, that's great. So, and again, people can look the part, they can act the part, they can have the skills, they just don't do anything with it.
Yeah.
Or maybe they don't know how, or just maybe, and like Sonia said, maybe they're just not motivated enough. They just don't have the right mindset to do it yet.
Yet. And that's why we're here.
That's right. So you never know when you'll be ready. I mean, I guess. And this is what I thought applied to you, Sonia, as a coach, Wysocki out there, the managers, to everyone, and even you as agents that are influencing other people in your lives and your families and your sisters and your brothers. I think this quote is really important. All right, Tristan, I want you to remember this piece because this is important. So, and here's where I think it's big. Something you say today might go in one ear and out the other with some people. However, with other people, the right words at the right time can be a life changer. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So we can say it and say it and say it, and we know that most people, or a good chunk of them, are never going to do anything. Or you'll get what's happened. Like, I've been at a couple Point Mortgage events, and I had 2 people come up to me and said, when you said last year that I need to start making investments and it's about passive income, look what I did. I bought this rental. It makes me $400 a month. Oh. So we're looking for you as agents, you as managers, you as mentors, Jenny, bringing people into business development, me as a general manager, those people that the right words at the right time can be a life changer and launch somebody.
Yeah, and I think that's also why we kind of have to say the same things over and over again, also in different ways, because we all hear things differently. And then also, like, I needed this today. Like I said, it was, birthdays can be funky and crazy, and I was just telling Tristan, like, my baby turns 27 tomorrow. How does my child turn the age I am, the youngest, and then the 33 and 30? It's just a lot. So we all need to hear different things again and again and again, so we can hear it, resonate it, and then go forward. Right. I think.
Right. And that's the kicker, guys. For everyone out there, be that spark. Be that person that maybe says the right thing to the right person. And it's funny when you talk positivity and when you talk about the future and stuff, when my son comes over and he brings all his friends, and I just start talking about things like, passive income and blah, 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 blah.
Like,
I swear to God, no, all these kids flock.
Yeah, because they're like, oh my God,
and next
what is
thing you know,
this?
there's like 10 people sitting around like you're, like you're Jesus on a rock. You know what I mean? And they're just all like down there like listening. But
that's awesome.
Tristan gets like that too when we start talking about, money and all those sorts of things.
Yeah, Tristan loves money.
So yeah, you do. So, but the kicker is, we all have just to make sure that we're putting out those words so that the right people hear it. And that goes for you too. For those of you guys that are out there that it's not taken off, I'm sorry, but it's you. The reason that we're not bigger than we are too, it's me.
It's us.
Okay?
It's
the reason that we don't have, it's just the way that it is. So it's just fun to watch that light bulb go off.
Yeah.
So
now, I do have to say, sometimes not cool things happen. I don't want to say bad things, but that are out of your control. Now, and it may be a lesson for you that you're supposed to be learning from this, or maybe it's their lesson, but you got to learn from their lesson as well. But I guess you do have to take ownership.
Well,
I guess I do have to take ownership.
Isn't that what
that
Sonia
hurts.
said? Sonia said it's your mindset.
Hurts.
So Sonia, this is a big one because this applies to you as a coach. Let's talk about this. Why do people hire a coach? Okay, and I think it's because of this statement. Based on how long you've been working in whatever industry you're in, of course we're generally talking to real estate people here. Has your business improved? Has it inclined and gotten better? Or, stayed the same or declined? And I'll bet you we have people out there that are all three.
Yeah.
And it's because, again, your pay is not based on your potential. Your pay is based on your productivity. And I think when people hire somebody like Sonia, including me or a coach or Courtney or anybody out there, what they're really doing is saying, I'm not happy with where I'm at. I need somebody to help prod me into the next level.
Yeah.
And I know I can't do it myself.
Right. And I have to share this. I know
Go
this
ahead,
is
bring it.
So while I was in Vegas last week, it was actually the Mike Ferry thing at my hotel.
No way.
And I was like, my friends were posting stuff, I'm like, oh God. I was trying to get away from that, trying to detox my mind and all this, so it was around all the time. But I'm like, I felt kind of bad for all of them because they spent thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars. And I'm like, we can do this together. Like we have our Courtneys and our Sonias, and we have us.
Our Toms, our mentors, our Teresas.
Yes,
yeah.
we have the Teresas, we have all of them, and they are listening and reading about all that stuff and the ninja stuff. And I'm proud of them for going. I'm proud of anyone for taking time and money and putting it towards their business. But I was like, I felt really proud of us.
I like that. Well, and that's kind of where it gets back to this point, which is the next point, in the book, is that like positivity and belief in yourself is infectious. So if you're around, like being on this call, and that there's people that feel good about themselves and they're making things happen. I know they're on the call. I know it.
I can see you.
So that being the case, it is infectious, which is why we do the masterminds, which is why we do the best of the best dinners, where you're around people that have made X amount of dollars in the last 3 months. It's why we have, our Del Mar outing for the top 100.
Yeah.
It's why we do those things, because by being around those people and the people that are on this call, which every one of them is committed to being better or they would not be on this call.
Right.
Right? It just generates a momentum for yourself, and the collective force of us all being here together just kind of outweighs that little kernel of self-doubt and that creeps in. So
totally.
Just something. So I agree with you. And here's the problem.
Okay, I'm ready.
You're going to be rejected in this business, in life.
You are.
Hey, you've interviewed people and we didn't get them.
And it crushes my soul.
And you're going to get dismissed. People are going to, man, that Jenny's annoying. People are not going to say thank you. Some people are going to say no thank you. People, you're going to lose out on listing appointments.
Yeah.
You're going to lose out. Buyers are going to, buy through somebody at them at an open house, especially in real estate.
This is true.
And so, the real success comes from the ability to just persevere through the stop signs.
There you go.
Just keep.
Shake it off and shake it up.
Yep, shake it up. So keep running through those stop signs. Just don't get caught. No, I'm kidding.
No, people are getting tickets. That's what Murphy got a ticket for. Devin got a ticket for. My Devin, not our Devin.
Oh.
Yeah. So be careful.
For sure. So here's another thing, and then Sonia, I'm gonna have you jump in, okay, from what you're seeing out with some of your top peeps coaching. But changing direction in mid-gear is one of the things that I talk about, and I think this is important.
Okay.
Pausing. And pausing allows you to take a breath in your life, and while everybody, this is a quote, pausing allows you to take a beat, to take a breath in your life. As everybody else is rushing around like a lunatic out there, I dare you to do the opposite and stop and think. That's from Maria Shriver, which I thought was interesting.
That is really cool.
And she's just basically saying, and I think we all have to do this, like we get so caught up in the rat race and the running around that we need to step back and reevaluate what the big picture of our life looks like. What's our financial goals? What's our fitness goals? What's our relationship goals? Am I being a good significant other? Am I being a good parent? Am I being a good uncle? Am I being a good aunt? So I like the idea of pausing.
Yeah, that's really good.
And when we go on
do you pause? Honestly, I don't think you pause. I think you may mini pause.
I do at the end of the year when we do our business planning.
Okay.
Because I do my business planning on my own too. So like 2 days a year, I go away, which I haven't been able to do because my buddies moved away. But and I write out all of my goals in my business planning, which is why like one of the things I want to do, Jenny, I want to do so bad, is I want to book a place up in Lake Arrowhead at the Lake Arrowhead Resort for 2 days. I want to be around people that are studs and are serious and want to get shit done with their lives and want to make an impact and want to be the best they can be at everything. And I want to lock ourselves away, and I want to spend 2 days laying out the year.
Yeah.
Because if they say, what is it, 1 minute of planning saves 10 minutes in the day, 2 days of planning for a year, how much would that save over the year? So
I think that's huge.
That's my favorite pause.
I think 2 days is perfect.
And your goal was to bring in 100 people this year. Well, my goal for you,
Yeah.
I think we're 80 and you're doing it. But and then you made that your goal. So, but like that was from a minute stepping back going, how many people do we want to add to the company?
Right.
And how many great people can we find? And you still don't hire everybody.
No.
You know, so I don't know. So that's the stepping back and breathing. And that's the same with you guys out there. You know, I mean, do you really know and do you really have a goal of how many listings you want to get this year? Do you really have a goal of how many buyer sides you want to get this year? Do you really have a goal of exactly how much you want to make and how you're going to get there? How much quality time, what vacation you're going to plan? Because you got to plan that stuff in advance now. You know what I mean? So, Sonia, any thoughts on any of this stuff?
Oh yeah, I've got a whole bucket full.
Go for it.
Since you're talking about stepping back, I had an agent come in the other day and we were talking and they were just overwhelmed with so much information and having to do all this before they even got to the office, you know, and there was just too much. And so what we did is we did step back and I told her to take everything away and only do what was really important to her. And just you know, you might say unplugged for a week or two. And it made a world of difference because she was able to get grounded, refocused on where she was going, set new goals, and it just really helps. You know, you talk about this business and I love it. I mean, obviously I've been in it forever, but it is one of the hardest ones for people. There is so much negativity from many directions. You get it from your clients. Often you're beat up one way or the other. You're looking for your next deal. You never know where it's coming. The money, the finances is a roller coaster. Your family wants to see you more. They like the money, but they don't see you. So in coaching, what we do is we really look at what you're dealing with individually. Do you have small children? Are you a single parent? What are you dealing with and how we can make it work that you can be successful in real estate, but also have a life. So there's so much that this book is covering that we deal with in coaching on a regular basis. But where we go in coaching is we take you as an individual, not as a group, and we focus on what your needs are to get the mindset that you can be successful in real estate. I mean, it's an awesome career. You're with the greatest company that provides so much, but you have to stay focused and deal with your realities. Those stop signs, when they come to you, look both directions and make sure you're not making a left turn when you should be making a right turn.
Absolutely.
That's good.
You know what it gets me thinking about? And I just want to throw this out there. And let me get your opinion on this because I just think it's a weird topic. So, you know, when you have those tough times in your life and when you have the moments of self-doubt, and we all do, trust me, I don't care if you're President Trump or, you know, me or you, you know, like we all have those moments of self-doubt. And, you know, for those that are not in coaching, because like obviously I've always been in coaching, but I have a couple of friends, and I don't know how you feel about this, but I have a couple of friends that one in particular that I talk to when times are down or times are tough, and they'll just listen to you. And they'll give you great feedback. Like, do you have those people too? Like, and I feel bad because I'll call him, I'll be like, his name's Kerry. I'm like, dude, I need a therapy session, man. I need a therapy session, you know? And he's like, all right, what's going on? And they'll just spend time talking to you about you. Like, and that is like the most valuable thing that you can do too. If somebody calls you and reaches out or whatever, it's just so nice to have those friends that are kind of like Sonia that you know you and are looking to your situation and trying to make you better. I mean, do you have people like that, Jenny? You know exactly who you would call if you're getting your ass kicked?
Oh yeah, I'm lucky. I am. I'm really lucky.
Because you got good people.
I do. I have, and then they have changed over the years, and I'm sure you guys have seen that too. Like you'll always have a core, you know, of course, but it does change. It's yeah. And I hope, and well, I kind of say like when people come interview and stuff, I'm like, people use coaching for many different things.
For sure.
And yes, like the Margarets, those type A's, they are different. Like she just says boom, 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 gets that done.
Right.
But then other people, they need, you know, we need that sounding board. And I always say, you know, when your spouse or your significant other, their eyes start to roll in the back of their head because they're tired of hearing you talking about marketing or all that, that's when, you know, then you can, then maybe you're ready type of
Yeah,
thing.
yeah.
You know, it's for so many different reasons that
makes
people
sense.
do it.
That makes sense. But it's good. I mean, I like it. So one of the next things that he's talking about is when life does get hectic or when things are tough, we seem to slide into what he calls the good enough mentality.
Oh, for sure.
How many of us just do enough to get
Oh,
by?
hell yeah.
And I will admit, when I was getting my ass kicked, I was definitely like sliding into the just good
yeah,
enough.
just enough.
You know, and are you guys out there doing the same thing where you're just trying to make it through the day, you know, with that good enough mentality? Because when times are tough, it's a great thought, you know, and it's a great time, but we can't stay there if you ever want to really
No.
accomplish things.
No, if
know?
you want to get to that next 5-year plan.
I mean, I've seen you say, Jenny, like, oh my
no.
God, you're in a slump, and then you'll kind of be like, oh, welcome back. You know, oh, look who showed up today.
Look who's here
the
to
real
work.
you, the positive one. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, look
Ouch.
who's here to work.
Look who's here to work today.
That's a good one. All right.
Hey, back at me.
Yes.
What we're seeing right now is a lot of people are making money and they're quite comfortable with the funds they're making, so they're just kind of slowing down. They're making more money than normal, but what if they didn't slow down? What if they stayed focused on getting the numbers, not just the financial goal? Where would they be by the end of the year?
Right.
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
And it's just those little pieces of action that we have to do every day.
And those little, because you got to be like a squirrel and get those nuts.
Those little calls, those little texts, those
Yeah.
personal notes, just it's so funny to me when people come to us with these ideas, Jenny, of how they're going to revolutionize the business.
Yeah.
And they're going to revolutionize sales, and they're going to change everything. And I've got this gimmick. I've got this. I can spend $1,500 a month on this one program, and I'm going to get X, Y, and Z. Where it really comes down to How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie.
Yeah.
It's about relationships and keeping those relationships, and that's it.
Yeah.
And being agreeable, likable, and asking for business. It's just not complicated.
It's
but anyways,
not.
you know,
It's not. And I think if you do it organically too, it's such a big, it's like, because a lot of people here, they may be going, oh, I don't know who to call. I don't know who to text. I don't know. Well, they're going to pop in your head. We've talked about it a million times. You hear a song on the radio. Who does it make you think of? Call or text that person. Write them a note.
Check this out.
Okay.
I was getting my hair cut last week. This girl over here in the center. And as I was sitting there, she got a text from the realtor that sold her house asking her who she may know that might be looking to buy or sell. The hair lady. And she's like, and it's so funny because I gave her my friend. You know, she's a little Hispanic girl. And she's like, so I gave her my friend because my friend wants to sell. And she texted me, and that's how it worked. And boom, she got a lead. And I was like, were they with Coldwell Banker? She's like, no. I'm like, damn it, give me that agent's number.
Mine from my agent from South Carolina texted me last week.
Nice.
And but she should have kept into contact with me because I did sell with someone else.
Really?
Yeah, I did.
Because she dropped the ball on keeping in contact.
Yeah, she did it, and I met this other guy out, and he was with Coldwell Banker. So,
Right.
I mean,
Isn't that
but
funny?
You got to stay in contact with these people, even if you think they're never going to sell. She didn't even know we moved back, you know, that type
man.
of thing.
Well, and how many of you agents out there are guilty of that?
Oh, yeah.
You know, and even when we go in the mastermind meeting and I ask, how many people in here have a client that they've sold a house to in the last 5 years that they have not talked to in the last 2 years? Boom, every hand, boom.
Yeah.
So they're just as guilty. I don't care, even the
Yeah.
people making $400,000 or $500,000, you know. So the bottom line though is, you know, we're going to have some setbacks, and especially for us in sales, there's no magic wand. Lead generation's required. Those little teeny tiny actions and activities keep that momentum going.
Yes.
We get frustrated when we're busy. We don't want to do them. And I tell you, for a lot of people, making those calls and sending those texts is not fun.
No, it's scary. It's hard, but that's why you got to do it. Nothing worth doing is easy or something. I don't know. Nothing worth doing. I don't know. Anyone? Bueller? Nope. Never mind.
Nothing worth doing is easy. You had it right.
No,
Thank
I just
you.
wanted to leave you hanging
I
out there
know.
and see how that went.
Chuck, I saw what Chuck was doing. I'm like, oh my god, I gotta come in.
It
and
was
save
fun.
my
I
girl.
do that. I can't help it. I'm still a little kid inside.
Now I'm sweating.
All right. So Jenny, here's the big question for everybody next.
Okay.
Ready?
Big question, y'all.
Okay. So
Ready.
let's get somebody else. So who's on there? We're gonna have somebody answer this question.
Okay.
All right. So here it is. How lucky are you? That's the question. People say luck is what happens when. What do they always say? Luck is what happens when preparation meets opportunity. Right? We've heard that a million
Okay.
times. So luck is what. That's what people say. The other definition is, you know, that it's what happens when elements beyond your control lean in your direction.
Ah.
Right? So it's not just
Okay,
being
okay.
prepared and all that, but it's also the definition of maybe when things lean in your direction, you know. And I thought this was interesting. When they were talking about luck, they gave a perfect example.
Okay.
Judges. So when there's a judge on the stand and you're a dumbass and you got a drunk driving or you did something dumb, and let me tell you, everybody does stupid shit, okay? Judges are more lenient with sentences after they've eaten or right after they've come off a break.
Makes sense.
There's a study on that.
Hangry.
That judges are more lenient after they've eaten or coming off of a break. So that sort of thing is luck, right? So they're going to be a little bit more in a little bit better mood or whatever that may be. So that being the case, there is some luck there. Or you might just be unlucky because you remind the judge of his ex-wife, okay, which is possible too. It's the stars that align. And for example, people that were set up and focusing in the right directions with their business through social media, had texting drip programs, email drip programs, they had more success through COVID in real estate than the people that were old school, door knockers and stuff like that. So there could be some luck attached to that. But
what was your question you were putting out to people?
Basically, I was just going to ask, do you guys think luck is real?
Dana Rising.
Is Dana on there?
Yes.
So Dana, what do you think? Is it luck? Is it persistence? Is it hard work? I mean, because you've always been a super stud. What do you think?
I think that I am not lucky in my life. So it's a true story, but I have a lot of really weird things happen to me, and I think it's bad. I mean, I'm not going to say it's bad luck, but I don't think I have great luck, but I think that you get ahead by working hard.
Well, Dana, how about this? Have you ever met people, because I think there's two types of people, and I've realized these people in my life, Jenny.
Okay.
There are the people that have to work their ass off, and it's just really hard, and they have to grind every day, and they have to do their thing, and they're successful doing it that way. And then there's the people that I've always called in my life golden. And do you know who golden people are? Things that just shit falls in place. They kill it financially. Oh my God, my neighbor came over, they wanted to sell me their house for half of what it's worth. Blah, 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 blah. So Dana, maybe you are a grinder. Maybe you have to grind,
I don't know. I mean, I think that nothing comes free. And I do think I'm not lucky, but I changed my attitude. So now I think I'm lucky, but it hasn't really helped.
Well,
you like to work out too, don't you?
Yeah. I mean, I changed my attitude about a lot of things, hoping that it actually would make a difference. But,
okay.
Like I used to say, like, well, I'm not very lucky. So now I say, like, I'm totally lucky, but nothing has changed.
Well, because you put nothing has changed.
Okay, so.
Oh, maybe. No. I don't say nothing changed. I'm telling you that nothing changed.
But here's the thing with Dana, like, and I don't think she's being negative. I think she's basically just saying that she has to, she has to hustle.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And because I mean, you look
I'm always
Go ahead.
I'm always working. Like I don't just sit back. I answer my phone every single time it calls. So I mean, I'm blessed in a lot of ways. I have an awesome life, but luck, I don't think luck is for me.
Okay. All right.
Are you not lucky, or are you just not thankful?
Ooh.
I think that's really.
Oh no, she could hear you.
Oh.
Wait, what did you say?
Are you not lucky, or are you just not thankful? And this is for everyone.
Oh. No, I'm a very, very grateful and thankful person. So no, it's okay though.
So
it is what it is.
I love your honesty, Dana.
So this basically says instead of expecting luck to meet you head on, you have to take ownership, of all you did to get there when good things do happen. You have to stack the cards in your favor, which is kind of what we do.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, no,
100%.
I agree, and that's what I heard from you. And there was a little story in the book about Tim Allen. Do you remember Tim Allen?
Oh yeah, and he got caught with the.
Yeah, so Tim Allen used to do like he was raised one of 5 kids. I think his dad was like a raging alcoholic and died when he was 11 years old. And so he kind of went down that path for a while. He got arrested. He was in prison for a couple of years. And he came out and then kind of made the decision that he was going to go in a different direction, right? And then he ends up doing stand-up, and then he ends up creating Tool Time, or is that what it's called? Home Improvement. And then, it just talked about how much he changed, just by taking everything, stacking it in a different direction, changing. Can you? Thank you. And it just says, that with him, he's a perfect example that he may not have been lucky with the way he started out in life, but his stacking the cards in his favor, doors opened up and he was able to do it. So,
Love it.
Luck may not take you to infinity and beyond.
Nice. Well done. Well done.
But determination
That's
and
true.
hard work certainly.
That was good. Did you come up with that on your own?
No, I took it out of the book.
Oh, but it was still good. It was good. Oh, Toy Story. Yeah.
So the next section is future date syndrome.
Okay,
all right?
future date syndrome.
And it talks about, and I'm the worst at this because I started
Okay.
today. What did I tell you today I was going to do for the first
Oh,
time?
you're going to call Ira.
I'm going to go back to the gym today, right?
Yeah.
Why did I choose today? Because it's Monday.
Uh-huh.
And people never start their big things on a Wednesday or a Thursday. They'll do it if it's like on the first of the month. But we always choose because we have to build up to this point where I'm going to start next Monday. I'm going to go next Monday. However, we get trapped in that cycle and it gives us time to talk ourselves out of it.
Yes.
Instead of doing the
Yes.
Mel Robbins,
Yeah,
5-second
5, 4, 3, 2,
rule.
1.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, pick up the phone, call Ira. I'm going to
Yeah.
be back at the gym today. But it just talks a little bit about future date syndrome.
Yeah, I don't think you should. I really don't. And yes, you have to mentally prepare. Oh, I got a food prep. I got to do all this. Bull BS. I think we need to just start
now.
You don't have to wait till tomorrow. I don't have to go buy new note cards. Oh, I want to buy this so I can send out good cards. No.
Right.
Just.
What do they say?
Just do it.
What was it? Like procrastination is the enemy of perfection or something like that.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
basically,
Don't help him, Jenny. Don't help him.
Well, okay, so remember I was telling you that we get into these chapters that like I sometimes think, oh, they don't really apply to me, but so this is one of them, but as I started getting into it, I liked it. And it was forgiveness, a chapter on forgiveness. And it just started talking about the people in your life that you hold grudges towards and the negativity attached to that and the people that used to be close to you that no longer are. And it just kind of was discussing that we need to clean out our closets a little bit to be successful in life and to be clear thinkers.
Totally.
And the statements that I wrote down were, we all make mistakes, everybody on this call, every one of you and your relatives, and guess what? Your wonderful mother has probably made mistakes, and your father, and everyone out there. We all make mistakes, but it's part of being human. And it's how we handle those mistakes that really determines who we are. And if you, and I have a couple people that I'm sure you do too, that you think about in your life that like they were really great at one point and now you have this resentment with them, which is unfortunate. And the book basically says that resentment is the silent killer.
Oh, yeah.
And like
that could be the blockage. That could be the blockage from taking you to the next level.
And it could be your mom, it could be your dad, it could be your uncle, it could be your aunt, it could be your friend, it could be a bad relationship with one of your kids. So, and it hurts when somebody does something wrong to you, and the slightest reminder can bring it back to the surface.
Oh, a song, a smell,
and that could be with your significant other. You could have had a split up for a month and you get upset about this or that or whatever, or and so how many people out there have cut off loved ones? You know what I mean? And not had those relationships with people. And I just kept coming back to that. Resentment is a silent killer. And you gain nothing by harboring those anger feelings. And I had to throw this in there because this was in the book. And forgetting what happened may not be possible.
Right.
But forgiveness is.
Right.
Right. And they say that removing anger and resentment creates more room for love and grace and hope and all that sort of stuff. So do you have anybody out there that you can think of right now?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah? What do you think? Should we try to clear them up?
It's one of those things it's all within me. The hardest ones are when they really feel that they've done nothing wrong, or that they think that they've done nothing wrong, or you guys have already cleared it and you've talked about it and you thought it was clear, but it's not clear. And then there's those other ones, like if you have an ex, there doesn't need to be closure. It's fine, it is what it is, and you don't need to do they're not going to do the 12 steps, so just move on. I don't know if that's right.
I had this girl call me about 4 years ago, and she was going through counseling or something, and she called me up and she's like, hey, I just want to let you know that I've always had major issues with you and never really cared much for you and blah 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 blah, and I just wanted to tell you that was on me and I'm sorry. The worst part about it was I had no idea. I thought we were great friends.
Exactly.
I'm like, oh.
See, exactly, and I think that goes back to your point. It's all within us. They may have no idea that there's a problem.
Isn't that crazy?
So really, you probably can do all the clearing and cleaning. As they say, write that letter and burn it. I don't know.
It's true. Anybody have any comments on that? Has anybody actually reached out to somebody and offered out that forgiveness or tried to clear something up and it actually worked? Whether it's a coffee or anything out there that they had a major thing that they reached out, did something, and it all worked out? That'd be my big question. Anybody is that ringing a bell with anybody, or is that just something that we all need to deal with?
It's radio silence.
All right, well that's fine.
Chuck,
Yes.
I've had clients assume things were one way, and their assumptions were totally wrong. And when you begin to work out what you're assuming and then actually connect with the other person and realize they're assuming something also, but it was all assumption, it wasn't reality. It can really help in relationships to know what really is coming down, not what you're assuming is happening.
Yeah.
So
That's the truth, Sonia.
Yeah.
And, in all forms of counseling too, they always say that assumptions are the killer.
Oof.
You assume you know what somebody's thinking. You assume this or that. And you know what? And I hate to say this, but I think it was Men Are From Mars, Women Are From Venus when I read that book.
Oh, for sure.
It always talked about how men, why she's irritated or whatever at you and whatever. And the big thing is you don't even know or something sometimes. And you assume that we should know. He should know what he did.
Right. He should
know what he said.
He should know I wanted him to go shopping with me. He should know that.
We don't know.
No.
Speak English.
Yeah.
Get it clear. Just lay it out. Hey, dopey, I don't like when you leave the toilet seat up. I'm pissed. Or I'm just kidding, but whatever it may be.
That was a little pun.
I know, right? But whatever that might be. Go ahead, Sonia.
well, it's, women are difficult. And I'm saying this in reality. It's hard to be a woman, and it's even harder for a man to figure out what a woman's thinking. So there's a lot of assumption in men and women's relationships that why doesn't he know I need to have this done? And his is I'm doing everything I thought I needed to do, but I'm not doing enough, obviously, so it's interesting. It's hard being a woman. It's harder for a guy to understand how to live as a woman. With a woman, I should say.
Both, all of it.
These are the times when I need to just shut my mouth.
Yeah, shut it.
I'm going to do that.
Shut it.
All right, all you guys out there.
Shut it.
Tom, what are you shaking your head for?
Tom's been married a long time.
No comment. No comment.
Is Ruth around?
No, I'm actually isolated, so she's downstairs.
Oh, good for
Okay.
you. Good for you.
I don't think he actually has.
So it's kind of good. It's kind of good.
We should all just say we have COVID, right? So we can just take 14
that's what
days
Rose
off.
Norwood, I don't know if she's on the call, but another one of our agents, Brandy, is having to distance herself. And Rose is like, can I come stay for the 4 days with you so I can have peace and quiet? We're all in such different places in life,
True story. So, all right. So we got about 7 minutes left. So I want to talk about potential.
Potential.
And it says, and this is Brian Tracy, Eat That Frog and all that stuff, probably like the greatest. I mean, his books have been my favorite so far, just so you know.
Totes, yeah.
The potential of the average person is like a huge ocean unsailed, a new continent unexplored, a world of possibilities waiting to be released and channeled towards some great good. Everybody has the opportunity to be great.
I'm so sorry. Can you read that again?
The potential of the average person is like a huge ocean unsailed, a new continent unexplored, a world of possibilities waiting to be released and channeled towards something good. It basically says that anybody can be great. Anybody can do great things.
Yes.
And we've seen it. Even some of the most simple people that come into this business end up making millions of dollars or just being amazing because they just go, and they work. And sometimes that's a gift.
Yeah.
By giving average and not an overthinker.
Right.
Do what? Sit an open house 5 days a week, send out 10 texts, do this, do that, do that. Okay. Boom. They're millionaires.
Totally.
So as opposed to us overthinkers. This would be me. But the dictionary defines potential as having or showing the capacity to become more developed into something into the future. So having or showing the capacity to become more developed into something into the future. That's how it's defined in the dictionary.
Okay.
However, for most people, that future doesn't come. Would you agree? What did they say? The 80-20 rule. 20% are the people that are participants in life, and the other 80% are just observers. It's just the way it is. 1 out of 5 are going to do something and be great, and the rest of us are going to sit in the audience on the sidelines, chew popcorn, and watch Tom Brady throw touchdowns. Okay.
Speaking of dictionaries, Karen Vargas made a nice comment. She said, the only place where success comes before work is in the dictionary.
That's a good one.
Thank you, Karen Vargas.
I'm stealing that, Karen Vargas. Thank you. The only
That is a
place
good
where
one.
success comes before work is in the dictionary. So just most people that are average, that don't make anything happen, they lack commitment and consistency is what the book says. It's two things, commitment, consistency. But it did say this, and I thought I would add this. I'm going to have to babble for the last 5 minutes, and by the way, I almost should, maybe I should save it.
Yeah, save it. Don't rush things.
But I think we're going to have them on Friday. I might have to finish it. So let me just roll through some of this stuff.
Okay.
So a 1 hour show that you watch on TV takes 18 to 20 hours a day, 5 days straight. 1 hour, right?
God bless
and
them.
This show, for example, the prep with the book times, you know, I mean, you looking in the mirror for 4 hours in the morning.
Preach.
Adam whining about having to come in, setting up the office, you know, I mean, all that sort of stuff. This all
showing up late.
This all takes time, right?
He had to write it.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
It's your process, I understand.
So,
you're an artist.
So just the same thing with a football game that we watched that's 3 hours long. How much work goes into putting that on TV, setting up the stadium, getting the food ready, you know, getting the announcers ready, and then it talks about the player itself. For that 3 hours, how many hours of practice has that player put in for that 3 hours? So that's kind of, and a TV show is something great. An NFL football player is something great. You know, it just depends that all of this work goes into that 1 hour. So you can't just have a quality 1 hour. It's the work behind it that leads to it. And so putting it together is everything. And this is what winning looks like according to Paul Bear Bryant, if you remember the Alabama coach.
Oh, yeah.
It's not the will to win that matters. Everyone has the will to win. It's the will to prepare to win that matters.
It's the will.
Sounds like Wooden too, right? That book that we read.
Yeah.
So it's not about beating somebody else. It's about creating a strategy and a plan. And this is how it needs to work for us, because we're not really in direct competition as salespeople.
Right.
We're in competition with ourselves.
Yes.
So
that's what I love about our company.
the book says the way to define success is creating a strategy and a daily plan and finishing it. That's a win.
Okay.
What did I write down on my to-do list? Did I do it? That's a win. So, and if you don't have a plan or a strategy, or you don't know where you want to go, how are you ever going to get there?
Yeah.
And I like this quote from Aristotle, and it says, "We are what we repeatedly do. Excellence, therefore, is not an act, but a habit." We are what we repeatedly do.
Right.
Excellence, therefore, is not an act, but a habit. It's good. And it talks again a little bit about the asking, the ability to ask, because obstacles scare us, we're afraid, but those obstacles are stepping stones to help you get where you want, but you have to be willing to ask for business. And, the Zing's always talked about praying for business every morning. I talked to somebody else who's a top producer in the top 10 now, and she said, Lori Robinson, I
was just going to say it's Lori.
She said she changed it. She said, I pray for business every day. Don't feel bad about it. There's nothing wrong with wanting to do that. If you're a good person out there doing good things, ask for it. Pray for it. And and then the book says communicating with God for help. What does it say? Ask and you shall receive. So don't be afraid to do that. All right. So again, I'm trying to wrap this
Here's
book up
what I
in 3
really
minutes.
think we should do, if this is okay with you.
Go ahead.
I think, give us a synopsis right now, and then next Monday, I really think we dive into this, because I think this is huge. I think this is where so many of us have issues, is the being prepared and being so scared to ask. It's so scary to ask.
It is.
For help, even if it's not about business. It's so embarrassing and scary, and we need to get rid of that stigma.
Right. True story. True story. So then I'm going to pause this.
I think
and
you should.
we will.
And I hope he comes Friday. That'll be super amazing.
I think he will. I'm going to call him as soon as we get off this call. And you know what? This is just one of his many, many
show it
books.
again. Show it again so everybody can see.
And it's Daniel J. Manginelli III, but he's written many, many books.
Okay.
So I'm going to try to get him on for Fired Up Friday. So hopefully we can get that done. But I know there's a lot of people that are heading out on some big company trips that are not going to be around this Friday.
Okay.
But I still think it would be worth it.
Well, they can go back and watch it.
Yeah.
That's what's so
That's true.
amazing. You just
That's
go to
true.
Facebook and watch it later.
That's true.
That wasn't a plug. I was just literally saying that you can go back.
But it wasn't.
But
any other general business out there? Anybody? Sonia, any closing comments? Anything you want to mention before we head out? Tom, anybody out there?
All good.
All right. Sounds
Stay
good.
focused.
Of course.
Have fun.
Awesome. Adam?
Again, thank you guys for showing up. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you're here with us today. You're all beautiful people. Please share this to our Facebook. Share this to your Facebooks.
We would appreciate that.
Yeah, and there is going to be a sales mastery on Wednesday, correct, Chuck?
Yeah, there is.
And I am looking to fill the studio audience, so if you'd like to sit in and get first-hand knowledge from Mr. Whitehead, please come on in, because we fixed our air conditioner too. So.
Yay!
We did. All right, guys. Thank you very much. Jenny, have a good week.
Have a great week.
All you
Have a great
people
week,
out there,
everyone.
go make something good happen. Thanks, Adam.
Bye.
Thanks, Kristen. We'll see you guys
Bye,
soon.
guys.
Take care. Thanks,
Thank you,
Sonia. Hope you feel
everyone.
better, Tommy. Bye, guys.